There is a psychological phenomenon happening in sports media right now that we have never seen before. It is the sound of an entire generation of broadcasters, critics, and hot take artists collectively losing their minds. Usually, when a star player struggles, the media analyzes the game. But with Caitlin Clark, they are not analyzing basketball anymore. They are having a full-blown mental breakdown because she simply will not go away. They predicted her downfall, they cheered for her injuries, and they bet their entire professional reputations on her failure. And now that she is making history, they are snapping in real time on national airwaves. Welcome back to WNBA Pro. Today, we are witnessing the single most unhinged, factually bankrupt, and desperate anti-Caitlin Clark rant of the entire season. A radio host named Tyrone Johnson just took to the Craig Carton show and delivered a meltdown for the ages. It was not just a bad take, it was a total collapse of logic, a values attack, and a desperate attempt to stay relevant while the world moves past him. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. We are about to expose exactly how the Clark hate industry is cannibalizing itself.
And the substitutes in the room, the kids start acting up. As soon as the substitute teacher walks in, the kids start misbehaving, doing all types of mischievous stuff. That's what we have right now on the Craig Carton show. Craig Carton's
Let us get right into the heart of the madness. Just 40 seconds into his segment, Tyrone Johnson decided to declare that Caitlin Clark's career was officially over. He did not say she was having a bad week. He said it was over. Let me quote his opening salvo directly, because you need to hear the level of absurdity we are dealing with. Quote, "The Caitlin Clark thing is over because she is not the best player in the WNBA. She is not the best guard in the WNBA. She is not even the best guard from her college class, because that is Paige Bueckers, who plays for Dallas, who beat them in the season opener. This could be a situation where we look back on Caitlin Clark and we are not going to look back on her like she is Michael Jordan. She is Jeremy Lin. This is just Linsanity." End quote. Let that sink in. He called a first-team All-WNBA rookie Jeremy Lin. He called a generational scoring machine a flash in the pan. And he did it while getting his basic facts completely wrong. Paige Bueckers, she was not even in the same draft class as Caitlin Clark. She is still a collegiate athlete. The host is so blinded by his desire to tear Clark down that he cannot even keep his player classes straight.
Hurt this man's feelings. She walks out with Morgan Wallen at a concert. It hurt this man's feelings so much, he thought to himself, how can I take a jab at Caitlin Clark? How can I take a shot at CC22? I know what I'll do. I'll compare her to Linsanity. I'll put her and Jeremy Lin in the same conversation. You can't make this stuff up.
The Caitlin Clark thing is over because she's not the best player in the WNBA. She's not the best guard in the...
Let us dismantle the Linsanity comparison right now, because it is the definition of intellectually lazy. Jeremy Lin had a beautiful 17-game stretch with the New York Knicks in 2012. He averaged 20.7 points and 8.5 assists during that month-long run. It was a moment, but after those 17 games, he settled into being a solid role player who never made an all-star team. Now, let us look at the reality of Caitlin Clark. In her rookie season alone, she averaged 19.2 points and 8.4 assists. Not over 17 games, but over 40 games. She won Rookie of the Year unanimously. She made the All-WNBA first team, one of the top 5 players in the entire world. She finished 4th in MVP voting. She led the entire league in assists. Jeremy Lin had a moment. Caitlin Clark transformed the entire economic model of a professional sport. According to a finance professor at Indiana University, Caitlin Clark was responsible for 26.5% of all WNBA economic activity last year. You do not compare an economic engine to a 17-game hot streak. It is not just inaccurate, it is an insult to the intelligence of every basketball fan watching.
Scouting report couldn't be further than Jeremy Lin. As soon as Jeremy Lin was #1 on the team scouting report, what did the Miami Heat do? What did LeBron James and company do to him? Sit down, little boy, and take your 8 points. This thing, it's over here. We're gonna stop that right now. And from that moment, Linsanity ceased to exist. Linsanity only had 2 more 20-point games the rest of that season.
But Tyrone Johnson did not stop at bad basketball takes. He went deeper. He went political. He went after her character because he knew he could not beat her on the stat sheet. Quote, "She is going to fumble this, and it is because of 2 things. She decided to roll up with Morgan Wallen. Morgan Wallen says the N-word liberally, says it more than I do, and I am black, and her bitching and moaning to the refs non-stop." End quote. Look at what happened here. This is a values attack designed to undermine her cultural appeal. What does attending a Morgan Wallen concert have to do with her ability to facilitate an offense or hit a logo 3? Absolutely nothing. But when you are desperate to see someone fail, you stop looking at the court and you start looking at their concert tickets. And then, the complaint about her bitching and moaning to the refs. This is the most hypocritical attack in the book. Every single superstar in the history of basketball, from Michael Jordan to LeBron James to Diana Taurasi, talks to the referees. It is part of the competitive fire. But when Clark does it, Johnson frames it as a character flaw. It is a double standard rooted in a desperate need to find something, anything, to use against her.
Her whole entire average, each season for her career. Caitlin Clark's ability to play make puts her above Paige Bueckers. Neither are good defenders. Paige Bueckers is also allowed to play her game, the Kevin Durant-y game. Caitlin Clark, not even allowed to play her brand of basketball, is forced to play within a system that doesn't best suit her, and she still put up 27-6.
Nobody is talking about what this rant actually exposed. Johnson did not break down Clark's game. Clark broke down Johnson's mind. The fact that a 40-year-old radio host felt the need to spend his precious airtime attacking a 24-year-old athlete after one single regular season game is the ultimate proof of his obsession. It is not analysis, it is a grievance. It is the sound of a man who is consumed by frustration because Caitlin Clark continues to be the most popular, most influential player in the game, despite every attempt by people like him to push her aside. He wanted to declare her career over after one rough shooting night. She went 2 of 9 from 3. She had 5 turnovers. She missed a late shot. A reasonable analyst would talk about those 5 turnovers. They would talk about the offensive system. They would give useful criticism. But Johnson did not want to be useful. He wanted to be a prophet of her downfall.
What NBA records did Jeremy Lin break? She only has the best rookie year ever, and her points, rebounds, and assists have never been matched by any guard in NBA history. She played an entire second year hurt, or the numbers would have been better. Jeremy Lin take is just so outrageous. It's such an disingenuous comparison. A Jimmer Fredette would have been a better comparison. But no.
And here is the ultimate punchline. Just 40 hours after Tyrone Johnson went on national radio and said the Caitlin Clark thing is over, reality hit him square in the face. Caitlin Clark stepped onto the court and became the fastest player in WNBA history to reach 1,000 points, 250 rebounds, and 250 assists. She reached the 1,000-point club in fewer games than any player in the history of the league. The Caitlin Clark thing is not over. It is barely getting started, and Tyrone Johnson is about to spend the next decade of his life watching her dominate while he scrambles to explain why his Jeremy Lin prediction was so spectacularly, embarrassingly wrong. But Johnson is not alone. This is a systemic issue. Laurencia Moten on ESPN said the Fever played better without her. The ESPN W survey ranked her 10th. The WNBA General Manager survey dropped her franchise player ranking from 50% to 20%. They are all doing the same thing. They are betting against the inevitable. They are watching her come back healthy, motivated, and ready to dominate, and every single milestone she hits makes their previous predictions look more ridiculous. The more she succeeds, the more unhinged their attacks have to become just to maintain their personal brand of skepticism.
Would have been a better comparison. But no, we didn't do that. Who's a better guard from her draft class? She's literally the only one who has done anything. If you want to argue Paige is better, which I don't agree with, but at least it's an argument. Paige was drafted a year after her. Yeah, this is just rage bait, clickbait, terrible bait. She hurt his feelings. She hurt his feelings because she walked out with Morgan Wallen. She dropped 20-7. It was a mid game by her standards. Get real. First team All WNBA as a rookie, and the comp is Jeremy Lin. Some people really only talk about the W when there is an opportunity to grift. I used to think it would fade as the 2024
WNBA Pro is here to tell you the truth that these radio hosts are too scared to admit. Caitlin Clark is the economic engine that drove the new collective bargaining agreement. She is the reason for the expansion teams in Portland and Toronto. She is the reason viewership for games involving her is 5 times higher than games without her. She is not a flash in the pan. She is the flame that is lighting the way for the future of this league. When you hear rants like Tyrone Johnson's, do not be angry, be entertained, because you are watching a man struggle to stay relevant in a world that has moved past his tired, biased narratives. Clark is going to keep making the All-WNBA first team. She is going to stay in the MVP conversation all year, and she is going to keep breaking records while the critics keep breaking down mentally. The era of the Clark hater is ending. The era of Clark dominance is just beginning. What do you think? Was Tyrone Johnson's rant the most embarrassing take of the season, or is there an even bigger meltdown coming? I want to hear your take in the comments below. Smash that subscribe button if you are tired of these bad faith attacks. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a breakdown of the real news in the WNBA. This is WNBA Pro, and we are just getting started. I will see you on the next one.